Go.
Hi Mr. Collins. So we carried out a visual inspection on the vehicle where a few things were picked up. A few more urgent, as you can see throughout the paperwork, with the first one being that the EML light, the engine management light, was on the dash, which would have failed its MOT. So we've carried out the investigation and we've carried out the repair of the EVAC pipe. We also noticed that your near side front shock absorber was leaking, which is an MOT failure. As I can see here, you've authorised that, which was all replaced, tested, and is now passed its MOT. There is one advisory of the offside front shock absorber, which is currently missing at the moment, which may need repair before the next MOT to get it through. There are a couple advisories on the tyres as well. Currently sitting on 3.9 on the passenger rear and 4.4 on the driver's rear. Legal limit's 1.6, so depending on how much you're driving, is depending when you'll need those replaced, but we recommend having them before your next service. So in here you've got a copy of your digital service history, including the one we carried out today. And then you've also got your emissions from the MOT, which is all passed, as well as the MOT certificate with that one advisory of the shock absorber slightly missing. We've got your invoice just here, which lets you know we've carried out a 50k service with all of the parts listed below. Carried out your MOT, the replacement shock absorber, and we've also replaced that EVAC pipe, which was causing that engine management light to come on. While the vehicle was here, we carried out that visual inspection. We also carried out a quick wash and a hoover of the footwells for you while it's here. And you may also receive a survey from this company's just here. And unfortunately, well, they see anything less than a 5 as if we're looking after you on a day. So hopefully that wasn't the case. And if you feel that you are unable to score us higher than a 5, then if you could contact my service manager Miles, and he should be able to help. So that then brings us to a total of £1,191.95.
Go.
So Rose, how do you think that went?
I think that went okay.
Yeah, okay. If you were the customer and knew absolutely nothing about your car, do you think you would have understood everything that the customer what you just read to the customer?
Maybe not the EML on dash, or maybe kind of the tyres, kind of when I'm expected to kind of look at replacing them. Few little things that didn't quite 100% make sense, I would say.
Yeah. Right, there's things like the engine management light and other things on there which are like MOT advisories or failures. Now, would you want to know like why they were failed or?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Especially this one on here, which is an advisory. That means in the future he's going to need to have that done. In what ways do you reckon you could have explained it a bit more? Or?
Definitely. So in regards to the EML on dash, I could explain what EML means, kind of what it indicates, why it's an MOT failure, and kind of what it could be kind of relating to.
Yeah, it's sort of things like, well, you won't go into some details so the customer understands, but not to an extent where it's too much information. What about like the shock absorbers or the brakes and those sort of things?
So in regards to kind of the near side front, maybe explain that the near side is the passenger side. And then in regards to the saying leaking, you could kind of put what it's leaking and why it's an MOT failure, and then explain with the offside being the driver's side why kind of what it means by misting and why it's an advisory rather than a fail.
Yeah. There are some of the key points. Obviously, you got the tyres in there, and you got the rear brakes, which the rear brakes obviously didn't mention at all, which is useful just to brush over at least so they understand where they're at, sort of thing, and so the customer understands basically in the long run what they're to expect from their car. How do you think the rest of the paperwork went?
I think the rest of the paperwork, I think I rushed a little bit.
Yeah, do you explain the invoice clearly enough and like the breakdown and the way it's laid out?
I could have gone into more detail in regards to the EVAP pipe we replaced, as I very much touched on it and moved straight on. And maybe a bit more in regards to a couple of things that I missed, like the technician, and kind of in regards to updates. So definitely a few things that I missed out on. Definitely rushed.
Yeah. How about if you go through the paperwork as well, obviously, like the service side of things, if you was to read that in a week's time, would you understand what we've explained?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, if I was to kind of go through what they were and kind of your next service is in 12 months or 10,000 miles, then those two would kind of stick out a bit more to the customer.
Yeah. And like the rest of the paperwork, obviously you've got the invoice in there. Obviously on the invoice we have like the MOT certificate. That also explain like dates and side of things, just to ensure they know when their MOT is going to be due next. Because MOT is going to be a little bit confusing for a lot of people. And then the service record, obviously there's a lot in the service record paperwork as well. Is there anything from there do you reckon you could like explain a bit more, or do you reckon you did all okay?
Definitely maybe the delivery inspection, maybe they might not know what that is, and kind of what an inspection with oil change is compared to just a normal kind of oil change.
Yeah.
I would say.
So if you were to do this again, what were the main things you would
definitely slow down, make sure the customers following on board, and that everything's making sense to them, so that when they go away they understand why the bill was however much it was, and kind of that they're happy with what's been done and now that they know.
Yeah. And then obviously the important question is, do you feel confident in knowing what you're explaining and how to communicate what you're reading to a customer? After going over it, knowing that there was a few things that I could have picked up on a bit more detailed, and I feel like I could definitely go at it with more confidence. Yeah. Well, we can always get Jack back and we can try again.